up and the chat rolls in. Stores fly and the night begins. Some talk steak, some talk life. Some just trying to get it right. Names on the screen, but it feels real close. Laughing easy like we're all on the porch. Different roads, but we meet right here. Pull up a chair, we're already there. Target prime rib, come on in. Riblets gather, let the talk begin. Laugh a little, say what it is. Ain't no pressure here in this carnivore keto, however you roll. We're just talking live and feeding the soul. Ain't about perfect, just where you're at. We're all hanging out, chewing the fat. Come on back, chewing the fat.
Hey,
nice intro.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, fellow Riblets, it's me, Tom from Target Prime Rib. I'm here with my special targeted guest, Butter Bob. Hey, well, Bob, but also known as Bob Briggs. So sorry about that.
That's fine. Most people just know me by Bob in the real world.
Yeah, I'm sure people know me as Tom in the real world.
Yeah.
So, you know. So we got a few people here. We got Charger Mopar Rick. He was here, the first person here, so hopefully he's still here. If not, I'm sure Milton's watching the show. And we have Jemmet is here, Juju. And then Keto Rock Stars, which you just did an interview with her the other day, right?
Yes.
Sunday, right?
Yes, it was a good one too.
Of course.
Yeah, it was good.
Amy is amazing.
Yes, she is. She is. She is definitely amazing, yeah.
And then we got this Reverie song here. Hello, Reverie. Thank you for coming to the show. And we got Richard Williams. Name so great, had to be said twice. And then Target Prime Rib, I'm not sure who he is. And then we got Linda McDaniels. Hey, Linda. We got Grandma Crochet Corner. She's here, and she's one of my moderators, so hopefully she'll be able to help me out. And we got Free Thinker here. We got 22 Cute Cat. I know you said you weren't really sure who she was. Her name is Lynn. Okay. Her real name is Lynn. So, hello, Lynn.
Hello, Lynn.
Then we got Lions Danivore podcast, which I think you know, Danny, right?
Yeah, no.
I haven't actually officially met Danny. I seen him with like on panels with Mitchin, you know, like I was with him on that, but not really officially met him. Just Jerry she's working, so she can't help too much, but that's fine. And then we got this guy, Butter Bob Briggs, is here. I'm not sure exactly who that is, but you know, he's always welcome. And then we have Hawkeye Nixter. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I hope I am. And then of course we got Bacon Runner. Donna Ray is here. Oh, John Together Strong, which that guy right there is actually the guy that made the video.
Good job. Good job.
Yes. So he is remarkable. If you guys put in, I think I put it into the chats already, but if you put in Prime, let me just double check really quick because I'm not as young as I used to be and I don't remember things always. Okay. If you put in the one word, all lowercase Prime Rib, it should allow you to show it should allow you to put your channel on for people to click on it and subscribe to your channel if they haven't subscribed yet. So there's no harm in doing that. And then we got Isabel Goyer is here. Hello, Isabel. And somebody that's definitely really fast. We got Gary No Slow. And we got Aaron Booby Goats is here in the channel.
Hey, Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
You can never miss Aaron, you know. And we got Lizzie from Lizzie World. And we got from your channel, we got Susan Casada is here. And also from your channel too, and I know her because she was actually on my channel once, is Kathy from the Kingdom Way. And we got Lisa Blessed Life. I like that name.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Sally Mower, which was also on your channel. And we got Smoothie 42. And Rick is actually on your channel right now, which is great. Charger Mopar is here. See, I can tell these things. And then we got Gail Marshall. And then Loretta Nadeau. So you're bringing a lot of people in here, Bob. And we got Papa Carnivores here.
Hi, Papa.
Pretzel,
I see him everywhere.
Pretzel Pete himself. Which, have you seen the video that me and Barry made of him?
No.
When you talk, we'll take a couple seconds and I'll put it down.
Please do.
Yeah.
He has a great story.
Papa, oh God.
Yeah.
And he is such a good. I call him the carnivore cheerleader because he roots people on. You know, he's not the type of person that wants you to fail. He wants everybody to succeed. And you know, he's just, yeah. Peter is one of the most amazing people I've ever met. Everybody is. And then we got Coach Juliet Edens is here.
Hi, Coach Juliet.
But we got so many people here. Did I mention Linda Flanagan?
I don't remember.
They didn't. She's here. And then we got and Simpson John is here. Cindy. Hello, Cindy. And we got Debbie Cards and Crochet. Hey, Debbie, how we doing? And then we got Jeff's wife. I don't know if we're going to have Jeff here, but Jeff's wife's here, so that's good. And she got from your channel. And we got Dustin. Oh my God, we got Dustin. Keto Simple is here. I've never had this on my channel, so thank you, Bob. This is amazing. And then we have Debin Daly, also from your channel. Melissa, BTX. I know who Melissa is. I saw her today actually with Mitch and Kiltz. And Mike Breeze 5378, Tammy Pitarch, and Brian Dish is here. We also got Nightbot here, which I'm not sure if you knew. That's a program that I have in my thing. And then that's it. I think I named everybody. So
you did good. You did good.
So I thank everybody for coming. Anybody new coming, I'll try to catch it. And you know, right now we have 66 people according to StreamYard. Now, I don't know. I'm assuming that most of them are coming from your channel because
I don't know.
You're you know, I mean, before I even became carnivore, I actually started watching you. You know,
thank you.
A few of your channels, a few of your shows, and my mom actually saw you too. And she liked.
Oh wow, that's great.
I mean, there was one that you did that you were actually frying chicken, and when you mentioned that you did it with lard, you know, she was just like so fascinated by that. You know?
It's good too. That's really good chicken. I'm telling you.
Oh God, yeah.
I do say so myself. It's delicious.
Well, I don't know if you saw the video that I did, but you know, like I actually burnt my nose because I was doing Rick's Heart Attack chicken at Thanksgiving, and you know, make a long story short, the chicken I was holding it, putting it into like a big pot of boiling lard. Yeah. And it accidentally dropped harder than I expected. And you know, it's on video. It's actually, you know, but as you can tell, I'm actually okay.
That's good. That's a serious burn right there. Serious burn.
I mean, I contributed that, and you know, it was like, I contributed that to having extra cholesterol. You know, I kind of really think that cholesterol. I think cholesterol being lowered, it was kind of like well, how can I say it? I think it kind of, you know, was preventing us from healing, you know, and, you know, now that we're eating more and stuff like that, you know, I'm sorry, I'm reading in the chats and I see the name John Spud mentioned. So I wasn't sure if he was here or not. I don't know if you actually have him on your channel or not. Not to be mean, but I actually blocked him because he was saying things that wasn't really too kosher. So, but that's fine if you have them on your channel. I just don't have them on mine.
I have so many that
it's hard.
Sometimes
It's hard to.
I mean, but the people who comment a lot, I try to remember their name and I try to remember them. I really do.
Well, it's hard. It's hard.
I
don't have that many people to come on, so it's
Yeah.
easier for me. But I could just imagine, how many, because you probably you're probably like Mitch. It goes into the hundreds, right?
Maybe sometimes, yeah. Depends on the video, but I want to apologize to all the other people that are doing lives and doing things right now, folks. I'm just covered up in my real life right now.
That's
but
fine.
that'll be over with, probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I'll be able to be a lot more active in the community. Right now, it's about all I can do to keep up with what I'm doing. So please accept my apology and realize it'll be better in a few weeks. Yeah.
Okay, so I got my first question on. I'm going to actually show it now before we actually start doing your story. Hey, Bob, I was just wondering, if you saw the movie yet, The Cholesterol Code, and without giving the plot away, what did you think?
Oh, I did see it.
Just Jerry.
Yeah, I did see it, Jerry, and I thought it was really good. It was very, very good. Since you don't want me to give a plot away, but
well, it's hard.
Well, I mean, obviously, cholesterol is not the demon they make it out to be.
Right.
It was more about people who are really physically very fit, and instead of people like myself that's not very fit, and how they tend to, and I won't say anymore, but it was more based on those type people that have used this to not necessarily to lose weight, but to get healthy for whatever problems they have. And I thought they did a really good job with it. And the numbers are just, the guys put a huge amount of research into it. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I think Carrie's video will be more about, kind of things that, for those of us who are very, very unfit that are trying to get fit, that may be just a difference in the way that they're presented, but they're both excellent. Yeah. I mean, well, I'm assuming Carrie's will be excellent just because Carrie's Carrie.
Right. So it's not a question really, but Papa Carnivore is saying, think about it. When you take a statin to reduce cholesterol and you continue to eat sugar and carbs, it causes inflammation, glycation of the arteries, but there are less firemen to put out the fires. Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That video, and I won't say much more about it because I want people to go and see it. It pretty much proves that cholesterol is our body's natural defense. It's just, it's been what we've known in our community even before carnivore came around, even back during the keto days. Cholesterol. This whole cholesterol thing is a lie, guys. I mean, yeah, there may be a few people out there in the world that have, something wrong with them on that, but for the most part, it's just a lie. I mean,
right.
A lie to sell medicine. That's what it's a lie for. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like who's telling the lie,
Yeah, the people who are making the money. That's who's telling the lie. As always. Yeah. As always. Yeah. The people trying to sell you something.
Yeah, who's making the profit out of it?
Yeah.
So, okay. So we actually got questions. This is pretty rare. Usually people wait a little bit to ask the questions because I think they're more brave with you. So that's good. So this is from Lizzie. I think I'm getting the GLP-1 problem. I'm not hungry lately. It's been 2 weeks. Not eating, yay, but no, not eating isn't healthy. I'm kind of sad because I'm worried about more hair loss on etc. So what do you think about that?
Well, I think that I don't know if she's talking about that she's on the GLP-1 or she's on the carnivore diet. But if you're on the carnivore diet, I have found, and I don't know your age, but from your picture, you don't look as old as me for sure. You look much, much, much younger than me. And for women, I think you'll have to get a window of time. This is my opinion, and test it for yourself. You need to get a window of eating period, and you need to get 2, maybe 3 meals in during that time. If you can't eat enough during that one meal or whatever you're doing, because you didn't say what you're doing, you just need to eat a little bit more during that window, and maybe 2 or 3 small meals. Now, this is my opinion, and Thomas can disagree with me if you want, but
No,
women tend to undereat, and it's not good, folks. It's so bad to undereat. It's really bad. I mean, yeah, you'll lose weight, but you'll also lose all the good things. You'll lose your muscles, So,
okay.
what do you think, Thomas?
No,
Do
I
you
agree. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely agree with you that I think statistically, I think women do tend to undereat.
Yes.
I do agree with that wholeheartedly. And yeah, no, I definitely, I'm trying to think if there is anything I have to disagree with, but I just can't,
Well, I mean, it's okay if you do, but
Yeah.
I think, and I think this is the thing that defeats more people on this diet than anything else is undereating. And I mean, I'm eventually, if I ever have time, I'm going to put a pretty good video together. I have a pretty good script for a video on this right now, but this is something that defeats a lot of people on this diet because they start to feel bad, or nobody wants to lose 40, 50 pounds if half of it's their lean body mass. This is really bad, guys. So we want to lose our fat belly, but we don't want to lose our shoulders and our arms and our legs. We don't want to do that. So
Yeah. So I do apologize.
uh-oh. We lost him. We lost him. Here we go, folks. Technical difficulties. Here I am. I'll say something. Let's see what I can say. Charger Mopar. I never eat out unless I'm at a meetup. Oh, me neither. I don't eat out at all because I'm afraid of what's going on. Let's see. Yeah. He eats huge burgers. I do. I divide them up. That was Thomas back.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. That's fine. I was going, what am I going to say now?
Yeah. Oh my God. I expect
I have my emergency note sitting here.
All right. So I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but Nightbot actually, I thought I erased it. And every time I try to erase it, it still puts it in. I don't know why, but this is the last time I took Nightbot off completely. But he was putting in that there's a prize if you say ribeye. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to give out, so I do apologize to people. I'm not trying to sell you something and not be able to give it to you. I'm not trying to do that. Hopefully I won't get in trouble with YouTube or anything like that. But it was a total accident with Nightbot. So but if somebody does say anything and somebody's, then we could do a small spin the wheel or something like that, and maybe I could give away one of my shirts or hats or something. So, but it would be a little bit. So let me just mark some more stuff, and there's a lot of questions are coming up. So, but I'm starring them so then I don't miss them.
Well, that's a good idea. That's smart.
Yeah. And
I'm not good at all the technical stuff.
Well,
I'm learning.
I'm not either, but like you just learn different tricks.
Yeah.
And I have about, I don't know if you have a few moderators too, I think, right?
Yeah, I got a couple. Yeah.
Yeah. I have about 4 or 5. 3 of them are actually here right now. But and there's 2 different kind of moderators. There's the moderator and like a regular moderator that just kind of moderates and keeps the chat going and stuff like that. And then there's the managing moderator, and the managing moderator unfortunately is not here. And they can actually go and they can put stuff, they can like a star that, like they can actually put up on the screen what they think is right. So
another thing I didn't know.
So Grandma, This is either grandma or baby writing this. I am curious, how did you return after being gone for so many years? Did you come in quietly and watched for a while, or did you come into the community through someone or your channel? And I'm guessing this is for you.
My grandkids have been on to me for a while. I mean, a pretty good while to come back and to, but I didn't want to, but I did come back and I began watching the videos not too long before I came back on to my channel. And, you know, when I made my first video, and I just sat and read comments after comments after comments after comments after comments. There was literally, folks, there was thousands of comments. And I mean, it just, I don't know. I don't know what word to say that would put the right word to what it did to me. It humbled me. It saddened me for my own self. It shamed me. You know, it really did. But I thought I have to come back. And it's tough, you know, it's tough. And of course I came back at the worst time because this is the very, very busy season for me when I'm putting in 14, 15 hours a day, sometimes between paperwork and everything else. And it's just tough, but I've enjoyed every minute of it. And I've got the energy to do it for the first time in years. So, and I'm still doing content, you know, it's maybe, you know, not the greatest content, but I'm doing some content. I'd like to do some more scripted stuff. But because I think I can put a little bit more thought into those type of videos. But yeah, my grandkids did it. My teenage grandkids. I mean, well, one of them's going to turn 20 this year, but they've been after me for years on it. Paul, you know, people online are saying that you're dead. Paul, you know, when I walked away, folks. I was done. I was 100% done. I went on with my life. I'm ashamed to say it, but I just refuse to do it. I mean, yay for grandkids. Yeah, I saw that. There's nothing better than grandkids.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. And I'm about to have a new grandkid.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I've got my oldest is 20, and I'm about to have one that's 0 years old here very shortly. Yeah. So I'm counting him as my maybe my great grandkid, even though he's my grandkid.
I mean, technically,
he'll probably be about the same age as my grandkids' kids when they start having children.
Yeah, he'd be their uncle, and you know, that'd be funny.
From my mouth,
my grandmother's cousin was actually 20 years younger than his brothers and sisters. So yeah,
I'm looking forward to it actually.
Yeah, and Juliet just said congratulations on a new
Thank you. This baby was really an answer to prayer. The baby that's coming is with my daughter. Many people that's been with me for many, many years knows that I lost a grandson about 10 years ago. 11 years ago. And then they have not been able to have any children since then. But now this one is an answer to prayer. So it's just it's a fantastic blessing. I'm praising God for it. I'm so happy about it. And I'm happy for them too. Yep.
So I'm just trying to look for stuff. Okay, so we got 3 more questions, and then, but I might actually hold off on doing the questions because I do want to get your story in here, because that is why we're here. We're here for the story, and the questions are a great bonus, right?
Yeah.
So, you know. So I do. So if I didn't answer any questions, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one from Bob's channel, actually. So don't, if I've skipped you, don't think that I didn't see it. Okay. So Bob, I love how you say you're going to try something and you're all the way in. I've been trying to give up Coke Zero many times for the past year. Where does your determination come from?
I don't know. It's a fault or it's a benefit. I don't know, but I'm an all-in kind of guy. When I go in, and I go hard. And that's what I do because I don't think you should fool around. If you're going to do something, do it. I mean, really, really do it. And I see people always fooling around on the margins, on their diet or on anything, folks, just quit fooling around and get serious.
Twisted.
But whatever you're going to do, get very serious. Yeah. You got to get serious.
Yeah.
And yes, you're going to fall on your face for sure, but that's okay. You know, get serious about stuff. Take it serious. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
don't know if that answers the question or not.
I
Yeah.
saw what I just put on stage for 2 seconds. I'm going to show it again.
Yeah.
This is the video I was telling you about that me and Barry Simon did. I did the picture through AI, and Barry Simon created and brought it to life. So this is
Okay.
of Peter, Papa Carnivore, because we were just talking about him. So
Me, you freaks! I can't outrun them! Not the pretzels! Somebody help!
Yeah.
Pretty-
That's good.
Yeah, pretty funny, huh?
Twisted! Me, you
I'm hitting the button by mistake. I apologize.
It's all right.
Remove it from the video. Yeah, I'm learning controls, but sometimes you don't always have the your fingers aren't always.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at all that stuff. One of these days. Instead, I need to get my grandkids to come and show me because they know everything about the computer. You know,
Oh God.
I know how to use my computer for my business. I know how to do Excel and I know all that good stuff, but video is different. Yeah.
But it's amazing what we can do now and stuff like that.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
You know.
I'm learning how to use AI for thumbnails. My thumbnails are getting a little bit better now, thanks to AI.
And Papa's talking about his grandkids. He has a granddaughter and another one, a boy.
Ooh,
Nice.
Congratulations.
So, all right. So, I'm going to go and I'll start other questions to come up, but I'm going to give you the mic, so to speak, and let you. Now you have as much time as you want, you know. So you don't have to rush through it or anything like that. But so just what made you Butter Bob? Like what brought you here to this world, to this universe?
Well, it started on a stormy day in 1964. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I mean, I've told this before, but for your audience, I'll tell it, try to tell it in a briefest manner as I can. But in 2012, my wife passed away and she had mental illness. And I was just a defeated, completely broken person. I got rid of our house. I moved to another town that had an extension of the place that I was working at anyway. And got a little apartment and, just basically ostracized myself from the whole world, even my family. I mean, I still saw them, but just, when you're depressed, you get rid of everything, And that was about a year after that happened. I went to my son's college graduation and I couldn't fit in a chair. I couldn't fit in the chairs with railings on the side at his graduation, and we had to sit way up top of the stadium to watch his ceremony because I was so big and fat that I couldn't sit there. And it broke me. I was so many things was wrong with my life at that point, and that was just maybe the straw that broke the camel's back. And I just thought, I've got to find some way out of this mess that I'm in. I've got to, or I'm going to die, And so somehow or another, I started watching and finding out stuff how to get it done, and I found what we call keto back then, low carb, high fat diet, which really carnivore is still low carb, high fat. It's no carb, high fat. Yeah, but yeah. So I started on that diet, and I started watching. Which when I put this, I always get a comment or two mad about it, but I don't really care. Started watching Jimmy Moore on the YouTubes, or I think he also had a podcast that you could just watch that was not on YouTube. I don't think he was even on YouTube now that I think about it. Anyway, he had a little podcast called Living La Vida Low Carb, and he would invite guests on. And every time I heard a book or some person that was, pretty well studied into this thing, I would try to get that book. And didn't have a lot of money back in those days, but I'd get the book and I'd read it and study it. Just try to keep doing this thing. And I just did this all on my own. I had no community. I just did it because I wanted to get it done. And then I went, during this time, I started feeling better from the diet, started losing weight. I thought, okay, you got to fix your head. Your head's what's really messed up, And I started reading and doing little things that would encourage me, I made a little video about this long ago called Remember the Future. And I did this little technique that I would remember, like I would pretend like in my little audio video that I made for my own self, that I never put online. But I remember when I was fat. I remember when I was depressed. I remember when I was broke. I remember when I didn't have very many friends. I remember when, all these bad things as if they were already gone. And I've done several videos on that. So that progressed in about 12 to 14, I think 14 months after I got on the diet originally. I had lost about 140 something pounds at that point. And 120, 140, I can't remember, but it was a pretty good amount now. And so I thought, boy, I would like, people would ask me, what are you doing? And all this stuff. And you try to explain it to them and they didn't really understand. So I just started thinking, how can I make a video about this, and tell people, just the common everyday person, how this is, how to do this thing, what's the reasoning behind it. So I would, I had read all these books and stuff, and I would just get in my car and I would take my phone and I would turn on the little MP3 audio recorder on there, and I would just drive down the road and record myself talking about this diet. And I'd come home, and I've told this before, but I'd come home and I'd write this stuff out longhand. I could have typed it, but for some reason I needed to do it longhand. And I just kept doing that and changing it and revising it until I got a script for Butter Makes Your Pants Fall Off. And I don't even remember how I came up with that title, but there was a song years ago, Tequila Makes Her Clothes Fall Off or something. Yeah. but somehow that I worked it out for that. And because I thought, well, fat really, people ever since then have said, Bob's saying eat butter to lose weight. No, folks, this was a funny title to bring a complex idea to someone's, mind, And you could eat butter and lose weight. You could, but that may not be the best thing for you to do. In fact, I don't think it is, but I actually even have a video saying, no, don't eat sticks of butter. So, but anyway, yeah. And I made this video and I put it up on YouTube to die, like all videos go to YouTube to die. And I just happened to send an email to Mr. Moore, Jimmy Moore, and he liked it. He watched it and liked it and shared it to his fans at that time. And then Butter Makes Your Pants Fall Off just took off, down through the years. And so I stayed very active online for about a little over 3 years. Mm-hmm. And we had a big Facebook page. We had all kinds of stuff going on. But people are surprised to hear, after all these years, that when I finally left the channel, and quit, we had 18,500 subscribers at that time. So the channel has grown exponentially without me. And I credit that to God, really, because I just think I did what I needed to do. I tried to make a good amount of information for people, and it resonated somehow, and it just grew exponentially. I thought when I left that I was a failure. So I thought, if I put that much into something and fail at it, what if I'd have put that much time into something in the real world? Would I succeed? And the answer to that is yes, I would. But was I doing the right thing? No. I regret that I did that. I really do. But hindsight's 20/20. That's pretty much my story. You can ask other questions.
Well, I definitely will. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I had a question in my head just now, in my head, but like usual, it went away for a second, so it'll come back.
It does.
I think once you turn 50, you know, it's like so
I have to write things down, and I'm constantly I have notes on everything, not just this diet, but my business, on Bible studies, whatever I do, I write. I have
well,
notebooks
my
full of
issue is I write it
full of
down,
notes.
but then I either can't find the paper or I can't find the pencil.
I can do that. I can find the paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to write longhand because if I type it in, which I'm a pretty fast typer, it doesn't get into my head as quick as me actually longhand writing it. You know, cursive, something they don't teach in school anymore, like they don't teach anything at school anymore. But cursive.
Yeah, and you know that now they're not even they stopped teaching cursive.
Yeah, they stopped teaching everything. They only
Right.
teach. Never mind. I'll just leave that stuff alone.
Well, yeah, I mean,
They don't teach anything that's of value to the kids
no.
anymore.
Well, I mean, you think about it. I mean, I know as a kid, I don't know if you agree with this or not, but there are some things that I think would have been better that we would have been taught, like how to do finances and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, I think that's something they should have had back then. You know, so then we can learn how to like do student loans, and we can learn how, you know, learn all this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And so let's start with the first question. This is from Jemmet, because I don't want Juju to think that I didn't see her question. I did see her question, Juju. I just wanted to put one person up there that's from Bob's channel. I didn't want them to get jealous. So Bob, I saw a short that the guy said you were the true first carnivore. That's great. Okay, it's more of a comment, but
I don't think I was the first, but because I was kind of low carb, high fat, so I allow myself some low carb veggies on there. But for the most part, when I was losing weight, I didn't do any of that stuff. So I guess I did really use a carnivore without knowing that it was carnivore back then. But you know, as I lost the weight and got it off, I would, you know, I'd make chili, low carb chili, which I've got a good recipe for it. But yeah, I used to tell people, please listen, while you're losing weight, just be strict, be very, very strict. Don't start all this recipe stuff. You know, Bob, what's the recipes? What's your recipes? When you're going to have a cooking video, you know, everybody, you know, would wear me out with it. But that's the wrong question, guys. You know, are you eating to live or living to eat? I mean, so, you know, you've got to be, you know, you got to get your priorities straight.
basically,
That's not recipes.
You want to keep it simple. That's
Keep it simple. Yeah,
you know?
very simple.
Like the question should really be: are you using the air fryer, or are you using, you know, like that type of thing?
Yeah,
But,
I do. I have an air fryer, but I'd rather have a steak on the gas grill. I mean, it's just
yeah.
10
Well, I live
times
in an
better.
apartment, so gas grill's not really in the options for me.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, if I
My
had to
landlord would
choose,
probably get really mad if I like light up a
Yeah.
grill.
but I tell you, my little air fryer, it does not make a good steak. I'm sorry, folks, it just doesn't. I don't care what they say online. It's terrible.
I like to actually.
Makes good bacon. Yeah.
My sister got me a cast iron, not cast iron. I have cast iron skillets, but the ceramic, the really heavy ones.
Yeah.
Big huge skillet. So like what I'll do sometimes is I put like lard or beef tallow in there and let it boil up, and then I put the steak in, and I put it in for like 1 minute on one side. I flip it over, put it in for another minute on the other side, and then I just take it, and that's how I eat it, like pretty much black and blue.
Yeah.
I eat it. So you know, but I've always liked raw. Like I didn't really have to customize myself to it too much. I've always kind of like, even as a kid, I liked steak tartare.
No, not me. Not me. But I do like it medium rare, but it's got to have the moo has got to be gone.
I was conditioned. Well, I'm kind of a cheapskate, even as a kid. And whenever I buy a steak from a restaurant, I always ordered it pretty rare, because my thought process was, if I'm not going to eat all of this and I bring it home and then I cook it, I don't want it to be overcooked. So that's pretty much was my mindset, which is kind of weird, I know, but
No, I
it
don't think
works.
so, because
It works.
overcooked meat is not good.
No,
Not
no.
good. No.
So Lisa, Blessed Life, and I love that name, Lisa's Blessed Life, is asking, and she's actually from your channel, what is your go-to protein choice right now?
I have a lot of them, but I'm mostly beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. That's what I like. Yeah,
Yeah.
just sticking pretty. I mean, if she's asking my favorite, of course, my favorite is ribeye steak, but I can't afford to eat ribeye every single day. But if I could, I would probably
Oh God, I
I'd
think
probably have ribeye every day.
us would
Yeah.
do.
But I mean, they're very expensive, guys, as all of y'all know. But yeah, I'd love to have one every single day. I would probably eat nothing else.
Now, do you eat one meal, two meals? Like what's
Oh,
your
I'm on two mad now
two
because one mad does not work for
don't,
me.
don't be too mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
actually doing a program right now where with SPG and to help me get my insulin down and everything like that. And I actually don't mind fasting, but they're having me do two mad. No, I do the intermittent fasting because I usually stop eating by like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
At the latest. And my first meal though is like around 5. So it depends on my work schedule and stuff like that. I have been not feeling very well in the past few days, so I took off a couple days of working only because I had some stomach issues and my feet have been swelling and stuff like that. So
I see a comment where they were saying chuck eye steaks. I'm not familiar with that cut.
It's like a cheaper cut. I'm not really sure what part of the
fatty
from. Yeah,
pretty fatty.
It's it can be. And isn't that what we do it for? Is the fat?
Yeah, I want it fatty. Yeah, I want it to be fatty. Yeah. Some steaks that you get at the store, they're too lean for my taste. Yeah.
So this is from John Together Strong, the songwriter, the video writer, and he's saying, Bob, he's wanting to know how can he get a hold of you in an email. I would like to do an intro video for you and music.
Yeah,
so he's offering to do that.
Channel's email is butterbobbriggs@gmail.com. Yeah. Now I've said it. I'll get all kinds of spam now, but that's all right. I'm good with the delete button, but thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah.
And just to add on to this, he says, I've been subscribed to you, Bob, ever since you started your channel way back.
Wow.
Back then, there wasn't a whole lot of information on keto.
Thank you, John. Thank you. That's very nice. Yeah.
So
I'm surprised people stay subscribed for all those years, but I'm so happy they did. But yeah.
I'm just going to see if there's any more questions before I actually go to the next one. Because like I said, I like to star them, but they're coming up so quickly that I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Of course, this is what moderators are for.
True.
Just joshing people. Don't worry about it. All right. So this one is from Lizzie. This is not really a question. She's just telling Peter, just a little FYI, Peter, April 26th is National Pretzel Day. So Peter, don't get twisted about it, but
don't get twisted.
All right. And then last question, as of right now, of course, there's going to be more. Fasting Bastard. Hey, I like the name. Butterbob's the bomb.
Thank you.
Say that 5 times fast.
No, I'd be afraid to.
All right. So let's see if there's any more questions in the chats. And people are like always, they're always talking amongst each other and everything.
Yeah.
So, we still got a lot of people. So do you have just so that we can do you have any questions for me or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, I would love to, because I know you told me on the first chat that we were on my channel that you actually gotten so bad that you had actually lost, I think, a part of your foot.
I
lost. Is that right?
Yeah. I lost.
Tell us that story.
On my right, Okay. That way people on your channel can hear a little bit about me,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Tell your whole story. I mean,
Yeah.
it's your
So yeah. So I obviously am diabetic. I had I probably still have neuropathy. I still have nerve damage and everything. Like, you're always seeing me scratch and everything like that because it's the nerves in my, you know. Um, but unfortunately, the neuropathy made it where I couldn't feel anything. And you know, like a lot of people, you say, oh, it puts you through a lot of pain. But what you got to realize is nerves can go either way. You can either kill the nerves or it can make them more intense. And for me, it like literally killed the nerves. I had no
wow.
feeling. So I was able to step on a tack and never feel it, you know. And eventually it caused me to have a foot ulcer on my left heel. And where I had a hole in my heel about a quarter size.
Wow.
And you know, and I used what was called a wound vac. I don't know if you know what a wound vac is,
No.
but a wound vac is basically a pad that goes over the wound, and it's like a sponge. It goes over the wound, and then plastic goes over that, and there's a tube, and there's like a big box like this that goes, and it literally vacuums, and it re-regulates tissue in your body, you know? And it's a slow process, it's not quick. It takes weeks, months even. Some people it could take years, you know?
Wow.
And, so I had that. Uh, yeah, I'm not very good at timelines, so I do apologize.
That's fine.
And and what happened was I had that for about almost a year, and finally when it healed, I ended up having to get my big toe taken off, right after my mom passed away. She passed away in 2021.
Wow.
And I ended up having a roommate that was, like, really toxic, and I mean toxic, she was like an alcoholic roommate, so I was going through all this, I was also dealing with her, you know? And unfortunately, I needed the money, so we had to keep her in there, and, so I lost the big toe, and that took a few months to heal, and then I was having some issues with my foot, and the doctor pretty much suggested that I remove the other 4 toes.
Wow.
Now he made it sound like, and he told me why he changed his mind, why he didn't do what he said, but I probably just didn't understand what he was talking about and stuff like that, and I was at that time, I was like, "Okay, well, I guess he did what he thought was best," you know? And I have nothing against the guy, you know, he's a good doctor still, you know, he just had to do what he had to do, I guess.
Yeah.
But, when he first told me about the 4 toes, he said to me, he said, "Well, you won't be too long with being out of work because we're gonna do it where we kinda, like, lap it over and we stitch it up, and in a couple of months, you should be okay to go back to work." So I was like, "Okay, that's fine." Well, instead of doing that, he left it open and had it wrapped up and everything like that, and I had to go to wound care and everything like that, but he left it wide open. I do have pictures, but I'm not gonna show it because I like you guys too much. Um, but yeah, he left it open, and it was open for about a year and a half,
Wow.
being wrapped and everything like that, using wound vacs. And I think that this is the cause. I end up getting an infection, and I think it came, even though it didn't have the infection in that foot. And they actually did an operation to see if the infection went into the bones of that foot. Um, but there was nothing there. But I just because it wasn't there when they did the operation doesn't mean that it didn't go through there,
Right.
you know? Well, the infection ended up going into my spine and it ended up, you know, the pain just got so intense. And I tell this story all the time. So one day, like I just my foot is pretty much my toes are 2 inch healed up. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm skipping a story right here. A really important story. So I had all 5, but because of that, I had all 5 toes removed. So my whole right foot has no toes whatsoever. So my left foot still gave me some issues and ended up having to get bones scraped out of my left foot. So I have a partial bone removed from my left heel. not the heel itself, but just the bone from the heel is removed. So that's why I kind of walk funny and have like hard time with balance and stuff. But I ended up getting an infection inside my spine.
Ooh.
Now, how I found out about it was not very pleasant. That's a part of a story too. So I actually went to the hospital the first time with pain. Okay, and I'm going to speed up the story a little bit. I do.
No, tell that.
So I ended up having so I went to the hospital with a lot of pain right after coming home from the rehab. Now I was in rehab for like 3 months at a time. Okay, which tried doing carnivore or keto when you're in rehab. You know,
No.
I was able to do it the last time, but I was a lot more stronger and I was a lot more like able to be like, this is what we're doing, and no ifs, ands, or buts. But when you're weak, it's
Yeah.
hard to do
Yeah.
that. And so I went to the hospital and they gave me a pain pill intravenously, and they said, well, so I asked them when they gave me the pain pill, like through the IV, Tylenol, I think it was. I asked them, I said, well, should I be feeling better? Like, how long does it take me to feel better? And they go, well, it should be instantaneous. It's going right into your system, So I said to them, I said, well, I'm a little better in one area, but I'm still not anywhere near better in another. And they said, well, no lie. Okay. They said to me, well, we already filled out your discharge papers. So you'll have to come back tomorrow. No, I did not make that. You can't make that up. Okay. So I was like, okay, fine. So I go back home and I go back a second time because the pain is still there. Go back at night in the middle of the night around like 10 p.m. and I'm there until about 4 a.m. Sorry. And I'm there. No, actually, I was even earlier than 10 p.m. because I was there for about 16 hours, 16, 17 hours. And I go in and I was a little worried because I hadn't gone to the bathroom in like 4 days, like 4 or 5 days. I wasn't
Wow.
super worried, and I didn't think that was the cause, but I thought it was still something worth mentioning, to the ER doctor at the time. Well, she ends up giving me a laxative. She gives me a script for a laxative. But I'm there. They actually unwrap my foot is still being worked with. It's not fully healed yet. She unwraps my foot, right? During the whole thing. For like 15 hours, I'm with an unwrapped foot. I actually I'm like having a really hard time moving. Okay. I actually was able to get myself into a wheelchair that they had because they didn't bring me in the wheelchair. I was like sitting in a wheelchair this whole time. They brought me into with a wheelchair. Oh no, I'm sorry. I found the wheelchair. I was able to get to that wheelchair. It was broken, by the way. I got to the wheelchair because I thought I had to go to the bathroom, but it was like psychosomatic, I think, more than anything. But I had to wrap my foot back up myself with a dirty bandage because they would never come to do the bandage. And I had to use the bath. I kept on saying, like, hey, I need help. Can somebody wrap my foot? Because I need to use the restroom. Nope. I had to rewrap it with the bandage I was wearing before, wheel myself into the bathroom, found out I didn't have to go, wheeled myself back in. Now, by that time, I'm super tired. So I'm like, broken or not, I'm just going to sit in this wheelchair. So waited in the wheelchair for about a half an hour to an hour. And now I'm there at this point, I'm there for about like 16, 17, 18 hours. All of a sudden, a security guard comes up to me and wheels me outside and says, okay, you can go now. Bye.
What?
Yeah. Kicks me out of the hospital. Now, they had a lot of homeless people there, and maybe they thought I was one of the homeless people, but I ended up calling up the administration right away, and I said I made my complaint, and they said, yeah, no, they should not have done that. And I said, they didn't even look at me. They didn't even give me the time of day. They didn't even look at me or anything both times. And I told him the situation on both days, never mind the one day. And he said, okay. And a few days later, and this was the ironic thing, it was on the 19th of September. Now, what makes it ironic is my birthday's on the 20th. So I ended up going back in. This time they knew who I was, obviously, because the first thing they did was they gave me an MRI, they gave me a CAT scan, they did everything besides sending me to the moon, you know. And they did the MRI and the MRI, and I hate MRIs. I mean, it's just because I fidget all the time and I'm always getting yelled at every time I'm, doing them. So I do the MRI and they found a MRSA infection in my spine.
Wow. Wow.
And by this time, I was so bad, I could not even move and get myself out of bed. I couldn't even pull myself up in the bed. I was by the third time, I was like unable to move at all. For about 4 months, people like a nurse or a caretaker or whatever had to pull me up in order to help me eat, in order for me to be able to eat my food because I was like I
Wow.
couldn't even get up like for like 3 or 4 months. I had I had an antibiotic given to me by PICC line, and I don't know if you know what PICC line is, but
Yeah.
for anyone who doesn't, it's pretty much it's pretty much like an IV, and it goes from here all the way up, and it's about maybe if you're about that far from your heart.
Yeah.
And I had to have that for about 8 weeks, 6 to 8
Wow.
weeks. And I was put through rehab. I was put through, of course, but I had to go through all that stuff, all that pain and everything like that. It was excruciating. And now, I've been having some issues lately. I did go off the wagon, off the trail, for a few days. Everybody knows about it. I revealed it on my channel, because my channel is about honesty. And one thing I found when I was going through all this, that no one wanted to hear from me. No one wanted to hear, like, wanted to hear what happened to me until I went carnivore, until I actually wrote a letter to Carrie Mann and eventually wrote it to Bella, eventually wrote it to Kiltz, and, told my story. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell, but it's been a little, almost a year and a half now. It was a year, January 1st is when I decided to go full carnivore. I was always on and off before that, but I don't count it until the January 1st because that's when I first like really talked with Carrie and stuff like that, and decided to go all meat.
So you've been a diabetic for how long?
Since
This
I was
type 1, I'm assuming, right?
No, type 2.
Type 2.
I was diagnosed at 30. Now, whether or not I was insulin resistant before that, since they don't test that out,
You were. Yeah, you were. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We both know I was.
If you've
And
got a belly, you're insulin resistant.
right,
Folks, if your belly is big, you are insulin resistant. Period. Unless you're pregnant, full stop, you're insulin resistant.
right.
Period.
And I haven't had the baby yet, so
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
But I'm trying to handle that. I'm trying to get
So
better.
what's your blood sugars now that you've been on carnivore?
Well, the blood sugars go up and down, but my A1C has gone down. When I first started completely, it went as high as when I had the teal damage and all that stuff. It was 13.5, my A1C. Now it's at 6.3. So I am considered what pre-diabetic. I'm trying to get down to where I'm in remission. It's a journey. It's a battle. I know some people get it right away. It's just not happening for me right
Are you
now.
taking insulin?
I am. I take long acting, and I take the short acting. Right now, I'm having a little issue with the long acting, but it's not the long acting that's giving me the issue. It's the doctor and his stupidity that's giving me the issue. And I say that because we keep on calling him, and he keeps on saying like, "Okay, I'll write the script later on," and he just never does. So you have to kind of like get under his butt too. But it's a clinic, so it's always a different doctor. It's just right now, this doctor is just falling short, you know.
Our
So
medical system's just a jewel in this country, isn't it?
it's like they tell you need this stuff, but then they make it very hard for you to do. So I
So
did have
has that reduced? Has being strict carnivore reduced your need for insulin?
You would think it did, but right now, no. I mean, it has reduced it, yes. But as of like I don't know if it's because of me cheating or if something's going on, because I mean the swollen legs, stuff like that. I don't think me cheating for 2 days is going to really cause a lot of these issues that I'm having. So I think there's something else going on. Um, but I don't really know. Um, I did a video today. I put out a video where I showed how my feet are looking, and they're pretty, they're getting better now, but they were pretty swollen. And
Yeah.
I do everything. I'm putting my legs above my heart and all that stuff. It's just I also have a back issue, and laying down is kind of hurt. Laying down for too long is kind of hurting the back. So it's like, okay, if I don't lay down, I'm hurting my legs, but if I lay down, then I'm hurting my back. So it's kind of like a big battle going on.
Yeah.
But I still believe in carnivore. I still think carnivore is helping me. I just right now, you know what I look at it as? It's like when you clean your closet, imagine your closet being like totally, or the junk drawer, and you have all this junk and everything like that. Well, I think I'm cleaning out my junk drawer, and there's going to be some things going on that to make it perfect. And it's
Right.
not going to be overnight. I have over 30, at least, like I said, I was 30 when I was diagnosed. I'm 53 now. So 23 years of being diabetic, and the damage was probably like at least 20 years before that.
Yeah.
You got over 40 years of damage that's been put out. So it's not going to be overnight. And yeah. I guess I've learned to tell my story pretty quickly.
No, I think you did a good job. It's a that's a pretty harrowing story. I mean, it's pretty tough. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've
So
been
year and a half on carnivore has improved your life?
I think it has. Like I said, I have some ups and downs, but yeah, I think in general, the one thing I found that I love is what we're doing right now. Me hearing stories from people,
Yeah.
big and small. I've had many people on my channel. I had Carrie Mann was on my channel,
Yeah.
Linda Vokey was on my channel, Juliet, Amy. I've
Yeah.
had Rick on my channel. I even had Dave Mack on my channel once. I don't
Yeah.
know who Dave
Wow.
Mack is, but yeah.
I
Um,
do, yeah.
I so far I think I'm up to 70 people, 70, 75
Wow.
people that I've interviewed.
Putting the work in.
Hmm?
Putting the work in. You're
I
putting the work
yeah,
in,
I
yeah.
just do the interviews, and I even had Jen Mann, Carrie's wife, on my channel. I'm trying for Emma. I'd like to have,
Well, she's a natural. Well,
I
that
like to
kid
have Patrick, and have 3 people. Just like I work with you know, the people from Lioness Lifestyle with the StreamYard I have. And I had Adrian, and I'm going to be having Christy on Meeting Wellness is going to be on in a few weeks or a month or so. I have to look at my calendar. I actually am booked all the way out until mid-July. So,
that's wild.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's
and
wild.
blows your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. No. No,
Well,
I'm not.
that's why I love calendars.
Yeah,
Just put it
yeah.
in. Well,
I have a
something
hard time
you
keeping up with
you
just
need
the
to cancel,
basics, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So let me just look and see.
But Emma, man, she's a natural. I mean, she's a natural on camera. I subscribe to her channel. She's so I mean, she takes after her dad. The camera loves her and yeah. You can't learn that. It's just either a given or it's not. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask some questions in the chats. So yeah, so that's basically my story, and trying to think if there's any more to it. I mean, that's basically what brought me here. Is that, but so much has happened since then, and like I said, it's a journey for all of us. And sometimes you have good things that happen. Sometimes I don't know why I put that out. I think it was by mistake. So Cindy Simpson Johns, oh, she's asking me the question. I think I just answered it, right? I mean, I became carnivore 2025, January 1st. So my carniversary is also New Year's.
Oh,
and which is pretty convenient, right?
yeah.
And you know, so yeah, January, February, March, April. So okay, so 1 year and 3 months. It feels like longer sometimes. But
Yeah. I bet.
so okay, so Keto Simple. This one's for you, Bob. How surprising is it to return and see the community being what it is now?
It's very surprising. Very surprising. Yeah, it's amazing. The level of support, the level of value that's been put out by people. It's incredible. Yeah, it's really incredible. Yeah, I mean, I just can't believe it actually, and I'll be able to take more advantage of it pretty soon when I have a little bit more time to explore and look around. Yeah. Yeah, it's not we did not have this years ago, folks. We did not. I mean, there was not no one. I got my camera fell a little bit. Let me fix it. Yeah, there was plenty of people, but not like we have now. And it seems like it's a tight knit community too, Almost everybody's connected in certain hubs, You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely
What's that
think
old saying? So many degrees from Kevin Bacon or whatever it is. I don't know what you
I mean, I definitely think it's grown, and I think I remember something I was going to say. You mentioned that you didn't really think you were the first carnivore,
no.
but I do think that you helped plant the seed.
Maybe.
Or at least help. I mean, I think you're definitely one of the seeds on what has happened. And because I know I watched you, you know. And I watched Dr. Barry. I watched, like early on, and I remember when it was like the Keto Connect. I don't know if you remember them or not, but they were like a young couple that had a cat or a dog, and then later on had a child. But they were pretty big, and Tom Stelauer was pretty big. And they still are pretty big. I just
Yeah.
don't really follow keto anymore, so I really don't. They're not really the channels I watch,
Yeah.
But I do occasionally watch Two Crazy Ketos.
Yeah.
I do love them, and
Keto actually works, but the problem with it works and it works fine. But what because it's not so strict, people start exploring recipes. Folks, if you're doing recipes, you're going to fail in the end. I'm sorry, you just are. I mean, unless you're just exceptional, you're going to fail because you're going to do creep until you go off the reservation. You just are. I mean, you are. And even after I left the channel, I was pretty strict for a long time. I didn't started really gaining weight until after the lockdown palooza. I almost said something bad. And that's when I started losing. That's when I started cheating, with carbs and really started gaining weight. But yeah, carnivore is just easier, but there's no such thing as perfection. If you can't do carnivore, do keto, but just stay away from the recipes, folks. While you're losing weight, you can explore them a little bit later when you get healthy. Yeah. So,
Well,
I'm staying away. I've got a famous chili recipe folks, the chili recipe is so good, but I'm staying away from it. It's got all the spices on it. It's got onions and it's got peppers and it's got everything that I'm not doing right now. So I'm not making my chili right now. May not make it again. Who knows? Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was actually reading something I just wanted to mark. It's not a question, but I just wanted to mark it anyway. It's one of your people. So I think keto is good, but this is my belief system. Keto, I did do keto for a little bit, and I even learned how to make fat bombs and stuff like that, and was pretty good at it. Made some really good fat bombs, and since peanut butter is on keto, I made like peanut butter fat bombs, so they taste like almost like Reese's peanut butter cups. So they were delicious, And I used like regular 90% cacao chocolate, so it wasn't like so it was like very little sugar. But I think that when you're like in a situation like mine, I think if you go strict carnivore, you're probably better off. And then when you find yourself getting better, that's my plan. And I kind of like jumped the gun a little bit, and that's why I went off the kilter. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, I have issues with depression, and where it comes back, and I've been having a lot of stress and everything like that. Like my roommate had to go into assisted living. He's not very well, and now I'm trying to get a new roommate and all that stuff. So it's just a lot of stress going on, and the working is just too much for my body, which is why it's the real reason why I think my legs were swollen is because
Yeah.
I'm just not used to working 8-hour shifts. At least
I saw a comment just from Keto Simple just a little while. It's a shame that keto is almost like a bad word these days. I don't think it is. It's helped millions of people. I don't. The thing that's wrong with it, because carnivore's in vogue right now. But I agree that carnivore's good. But I lost all my weight on keto. I mean, it works, And if people just can't stand the thought of eating meat all the time, I'm not the diet police, folks. I cheer you on if you can do good on keto, good for you, and that's great. So no, I don't think it's a bad word at all.
No.
I'm not one of these doctrinaire. I mean, that's what got me in trouble years ago, and I'm sure it'll get me in trouble now, but I don't care. Whatever works. Experiment, and then whatever works, get on it. And if something's working for you, and it doesn't, fulfill the 10 commandments of carnivore, oh well, do it anyway.
Yeah. You gotta do what makes you feel right. And like I think I have to be super strict. Like I'm even going to try, like right now I still have butter, I still have coffee, but I'm not having chicken right now. I'm not having, I'm just having the beef because that's all I have in my pantry anyway, so to speak, well, my freezer, whatever you want to call it. And so I think that's going to work out for me.
Yeah.
I have like a crap load of burgers and stuff like that. So I did.
If I had the issues you have, I would go lion. If I could afford it, I would go lion.
Yeah, I think the only reason I didn't go lion was because of the cost. It is cheaper to buy. Unfortunately, it is cheaper to buy pork and chicken and stuff like that. But
I don't think anything's wrong with pork. I really don't. But,
no, I mean I've been getting stomach aches with pork, so I don't know. Maybe
maybe it will be. Yeah,
maybe it's fate's way of saying, hey, you know what? Why don't you try this for a while? So luckily, what I have in my freezer is like I have 4 boxes of burgers, 32 in a box. They're from Walmart. They're fine. So that's good. I think that's going to help me out quite a bit. And I have like 3 steaks left. One being a big roast, like
heck yeah,
a chuck thing.
So I like the chuck roast. I love it. Slow cooked. Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah.
All right. So here are some questions. Okay. So some are questions and some are statements, obviously. And this is the first one. So he's from your thing, and I wanted to put him on too because I have a theory that vampires are carnivore. So vampire, if you could tell me if that's true or not, just let me know. But just like my story, lost half my foot, my right foot from diabetic had ulcer also. Yeah. It's and like I think of there's 2 trees that I used to draw and stuff like that. I do some drawings. I don't know if you know that about me or not, but there's a tree that I thought of that I used to connect to diabetes. But if you think about it, it's really insulin resistance, where the root is from insulin resistance, and as it grows, branches come out, and each branch is something that happened because of insulin resistance. And I think
I have a video on that I made about 10, 11 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's ironic, I actually drew nothing but trees when I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I think subconsciously, but yeah, that's pretty fascinating. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. And the tree is actually still there. That same tree is still in that park where I made that video. Wow. I think about that tree, and it has exposed roots. It's a beech tree. and it's a very large beech tree that many people have carved hearts and stuff into, unfortunately and sadly, for the poor tree. The tree will be around longer than their love will.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, at least I hope it is. Yeah.
All right, so, okay,
Yeah, I
so
see the
let's do this
comment.
next
Go
one,
ahead.
and I love this name, Eat Beef, Be Healthy. So I love that. It's gotten better, Bob. We have a lot of docs on board that help with the science behind how it works. I prefer carnivore. Okay.
Yeah, I do too right now, but I don't wanna rain on anybody's parade. If keto is working for them and they feel good on it and they're losing weight, yay!
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the more,
yeah,
and don't, like I said, once I get better and once I'm like past the finish line, I'll probably start putting stuff back in, going more into keto. But I don't know. Right now, I think after like going off for like 3 or 4 days, I think that I didn't do anything major, just like here and there. And occasionally I do have, a little disclaimer, when my sugars are really low and I'm like nowhere near anything at home, I'm like downstairs. I actually live above a chocolate shop. I don't know if you do that or not. But I actually, so every once in a while I'll go in there and I'll get like a nonpareil or something like that to help me bring my sugars back up. But they have to be really low. They have to be like 50 or under in order for me to even consider that. So, like I said, I tell the full story. I don't just, So Meeting Wellness, Christy, I don't know if you've met her yet or not, but she's actually helping me out a lot with the StreamYard and everything. So she says, my son was able to convert to carnivore using recipes. He wouldn't have switched without them. Now he doesn't do them anymore, but it was the key of him getting started and succeeding. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
yeah. I'm 100% for it. When
You
I
know,
say recipes, I'm talking about what you just said a minute ago: fat bombs and
right, like really
uh,
hard, Yeah,
keto
you need some seasoning.
cauliflower mashed potatoes, which are the nastiest things. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah,
I'd rather eat grass out of the front
yeah,
yard is to eat that stuff.
yeah.
But anyway,
Totally agree.
that's the kind of
Totally.
recipes I'm talking about,
Yeah,
Bob.
like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
for example, like, like just different if you need something to give you a little push
yeah. Do it.
in the
Yeah,
beginning and just, like when I first had eggs, now when I had eggs and my foot was bad, my foot was still open and everything like that, I believe the cholesterol would help me even back then, even back before I was carnivore. And so I had about 12 eggs a day. But I couldn't really stomach them. But I believe that they would help me.
yeah.
So I would actually do whenever I could, I would actually make scrambled eggs and I would put Frank's hot sauce on them. And that's how I got through it.
Yeah.
Well, hot sauce is not that bad,
No,
and but it's not really carnivore either. Let's face facts. Well, technically neither is coffee if you want to go
no,
into the
no.
argument. But I still have coffee.
Yeah.
Um
I've quit
I
it, but I occasionally have it.
yeah, I quit it for like a month for
two or
like
three
more than
cups
1
a
month.
week, maybe at the most.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm more like 1 cup a day,
Yeah.
but it used to be a lot more than that.
I'm
So
amazed that I've quit coffee. I mean, I am personally amazed about it. Yeah.
so let's show this one. So this is a guy from your channel, Zircon Joe. Actually, it could be a woman, it could be a man. I have no idea. But QQQ, is cow's milk allowed on carnivore? Technically, yes, it is, but it's not the best thing to have.
Dairy products are tough for if you're trying to lose weight. I mean,
Right.
they just are. And there's a lot of science on that. But no, if it's working for you, work it. But yeah, most people can't. I'm gonna jump off a cliff by saying this. I think most people, a lot of people, will put it that way, can't handle dairy as they get older. It's going to give you some problems. I'm just talking about the lactose and all the stuff in it. My daughter's one of them, but she's not on carnivore. But of course, she's pregnant right now. But even if she wasn't, she wouldn't be on carnivore. But she has to get the milk that doesn't have the lactose in it. She drinks that. I can't think of what it's called now. Yeah. She
Oh,
just-
the lactate or whatever it's called.
yeah, whatever it is
Yeah.
that they've take that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah, I always tell people that I'm lactose intolerant because I lactose. It's a bad joke.
oh, I got it. It took me a while. It went whoop right over my head. Yeah, Fairlife. I see in the comments. Fairlife. Yeah, she uses that brand actually. Yeah.
Okay, so Keto Simple has 2 questions. Well, not really questions. Thoughts on, well, actually, this is a question. Thoughts on Chris cooking Nashville recipes? They are backed and championed by Dr. Barry.
I just haven't watched them. I don't know. I will. Since
Have you
he's from
heard
Nashville.
about Chris cooking?
I have heard about him, but I haven't watched these videos. Sorry if he's watching this. But I will. Yeah, eventually watch him. Yeah, especially if he's from Nashville.
His carnivore mashed potatoes 2.0 are crazy.
What is in them? How could you make them?
That's a good question.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched this video about making potatoes. I'm sorry, Dustin. But I do watch them occasionally. I think you can attest to this. It's hard to watch everybody. There's so many of us out there. It's hard to you'd have to quit your job, and to be able to legitimately watch everybody that's out there, and even if you did that, you would still have to have like 10 screens in your house.
I can't absorb that much. No.
Yeah, like you'd have to become like Data from Star Trek or something like that to be able to,
That's why I like the shorts. I mean, that's one reason I came back, because my grandkids wanted me to make shorts.
Right.
Well, so if I find a new channel or something, I try to watch their shorts. I don't start with their long form stuff. I just want to get a feel for their channel, so I watch their shorts to see, is there any interest there for me? That's not saying their channel's not good, but I have to be interested in it. You know what I'm saying?
Did something?
Oh yeah, yeah. And if their shorts interest me, then I may go further with it, and I do.
Yeah.
Right now, I have very little time. But maybe a little bit later.
Well, I like doing my shorts when I do them, and I like the videos too. But my favorite is what we're doing right now. My favorite is doing the lives, and occasionally going on other people's panels and stuff like that. I like doing that. I realize that there's people, like right now it's showing that we have 105 people viewing, and but I don't have to like count each person to find out 105 people are actually in the comments. I know they're not, but it's still pretty remarkable to me, that, and they could be watching from afar, they could be just listening. You're going to get people who are watching the replays.
Yeah.
And like all that's like really, now YouTube has been giving issues, and with a lot of messaging. Like I know twice, and nothing against you, because I know it wasn't your fault, but I know I left 2 messages for you on comments, and I go back in and YouTube has it erased.
Yeah.
And which is sort of an issue, but I still value everybody that comes on here. And I would not be I probably would give up like by now completely.
There's certain and people should learn this. I'm not saying this is what you did, but there's certain things that trigger YouTube to take your comment down.
Right.
And a link that's going to get your comment took down by YouTube. It just is. And there's certain words, it's hard, but you have to watch that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember what exactly.
Yeah, I'm not saying you did that, but in my real world business, I do a lot of advertising, and I know, like Facebook, I use Facebook a lot to advertise. There are certain words that if you use them, you have to be careful, and they could be they could only be related to something. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so sometimes if you ever get your comment, folks, I'm not talking to Thomas now, but if you
You're
ever
talking
get your comment that it gets knocked out, because I have the only thing a filter on my channel, if you use curse words, your comment's going to be held, and it's just not going to be on there, because it's a family channel. Now that doesn't mean I'm a prude. I'm not a prude. I've heard all the words,
right.
but if you use them, you're going to be deleted by me. But if your comment gets deleted or it's not up there, rewrite it and see if there's any trigger words, and then put it back up. It's probably go right through. So it has its computer algorithm, folks.
Yeah.
It just does. Yeah.
And like I said, I have no, with that happening, I have nothing against you. I
Yeah.
know that you weren't the ones that did it,
No, I don't delete comments
but
unless someone's
it was such a long time ago. I don't well, not a long time ago, but it was when you first came back,
Yeah. You
Yeah,
got to realize, Thomas.
to me, you're an icon. I know
I may get 50 or more comments a day. Sometimes on all the videos, not just on my new stuff. So I'm reading them as fast as I can, and
you're only one person. I mean,
yeah, it's just me.
So I'm just looking to see if I don't see any more QQQs right now. So, which is fine. So we have, I mean, I'm not going to name everybody that's here, but thank you for coming, everybody.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm not reading everybody is because it's 100 now it's 101, 102. So it keeps on going back and forth. I mean, it's kind of good that I'm seeing how many people are here, but it's also sort of like, okay. It's like watching stocks, like, you shouldn't really be doing, you shouldn't touch them, but, so I'm just trying to think, did you have any certain questions for me or anything like that? I mean, you've answered pretty much a lot of questions on your end.
Well, I'm curious. How can I answer this question? I'm curious that it's been, like a year and a half on carnivore, and your diabetes doesn't seem like it's completely under control yet. Is that something you've discussed with your doctors, or is it under control?
My doctors know I'm carnivore, but they don't care about.
Yeah.
Right now I'm working with Dr. Phil from SBG. I don't know if you know who he is. He's not the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Dr. Phil Smith, and he's working, and like he's like bringing the insulin up to kind of bring my sugars back down and try to get things under control. And like I said, I think the working more is kind of caused my feet to swell and causing some issues with my sugars.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I think it's like trying to, and I don't really get good sleep. So that's probably an issue right there.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot of factors. It's more than just food,
Oh yeah, of
and I
course.
think, and with depression and everything like that, like I said, I did go off kilter. What I mean by kilter is I had a couple of rolls here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like indulge and have like a large pizza or anything. I don't think I can even stomach a large pizza, to tell you the truth, at this point.
No.
When I was 18, I might have been able to, but not now, But actually, the stuff I ate when I was 18 is like outrageous. I would have a large pizza, a 12-piece chicken wing, a chocolate cake. It's like I can't believe I ate that way. But you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, I do sometimes have doubts. I do, sometimes it does roll in my head, like, is it really working for me? Because things aren't where I want them to be after a year and so. But then I think to myself, like, I did over 30 years of damage, almost 40 years, and it's not going to be fixed in
No.
a day, and I am better than I was. I do have my setbacks. But if you look at I don't know if you check out my 1-year video I did, you'll see a lot of stuff I've done. I've done squats, I've done this. Now, some days I can do the squats, some days I can't do the squats. Some days I can walk the trail, sometimes I can't. I have a weighted vest that I wear sometimes, about 50 pounds, and I walk around the track with that on. Don't do it every day, can't do it every day, but
Yeah.
I've done it. A lot of stuff has happened since a lot of non-weighted stuff, a lot of non-healthy stuff. I have my own shirt and hat line.
Oh, wow.
That
That's
I
good.
have my own stuff, and it's increased because of Erin Booby Goat. She's helped me out with getting it more. Haven't done any sales off it, but
Yeah.
still pretty happy. And you've just done a lot of stuff. I went to the Boston trip, so I met a few people. I met Carrie Mann, met Lacey, Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Nelson. So I met all them, and a bunch of other people.
I'd like to do
And
some of those things, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
I'm very seriously considering going to this thing that's in Tennessee in September.
oh, okay.
Haven't decided yet, but yeah.
Is that the meetup? Is that the meet?
Something in it's in Tennessee.
Okay.
Burn or can't remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the one I'm actually saving up for is in November. Hack Your Health in Florida. I bought the ticket, but that's why I get a little stressed because I really want to go. And right now, with me working and because I get disability still, obviously, and so I can't work too many hours, and you get worried about all that stuff. We got like a little message for me. Target prime rib. I was off carnivore 2 weeks ago from Saturday. I am still working to cut my insulin back down, and it's just now starting to move the scale again. Yeah, it takes time. I mean, right now my sugars are high. It's about 153.
Do you have like a continuous monitor?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, so
And I
it's
have it on
tied
my
in.
phone too.
It's tied into your body somehow.
Yeah, well, there's a sensor that's I know they actually say you should do it on the back of your arm. I do it on my leg because I go by I forget what his name is, but Lewis actually showed him to me. Even though I did see him beforehand, Lewis kind of told me about him a little bit more. But he's this guy from the Czechoslovakia or something like that, and he shows how he does it on his leg. And you don't necessarily have to do it on your arm to get the readings. So I actually find it easier to put on the thigh of the leg. But unfortunately, though, when you call the company and you get it when you have to like do a sensor, you kind of have to fudge a little bit. And if anybody works for the company for GM or whatever, for CGM, you didn't hear this from me. But basically just like if you're having your right leg, just tell them you have it on your right arm, basically, because a lot of times they'll be like, well, it's because of where you put it that it doesn't work. And now it's because your thing crapped out. That's what that's what it's doing. So I want to just got a new question. I thought I had more than one, but so Lambs, hello Lambs, how are we doing? Always good to see you. I wonder if Thomas was able to stay away from the pizza place lately. He was fussing up to someone on Granny Barbara's channel and wondering why his BG spiked and his feet swell up. Well, thank you for putting me on the spot there, Lambs. So yeah, no, I haven't been to the pizza place in a while. I used to go and I used to get just like, like I would get like fresh mozzarella, or I would get, pepperoni or something like that. And that's pretty much like, I figured out how to make things like at the coffee place. I normally would just get coffee. I mean, chocolate place. Here I would get like either like a seltzer or like I said, the cheese or whatever. But lately they've been over, and I was cheating a little bit there. I'm not going to deny that, but which is fine, but they also know how I work and they know what I'm doing. And I told them several times, I said, if I do cheat, God forbid, let me be the one that decides what the cheats are. Don't suggest things to me. Don't be like, or don't like force things onto me, which I know is hard, but that they were following that rule. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, they're like, like if I ask for like a roll, they give me like 6 rolls, and and you feel guilty because you think they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart. So you feel guilty about not having it. But so it's just kind of like a battle thing. And but I'm actually better now. I don't go there anymore. I do see them at my work, but I don't really go in there anymore. I haven't been there since I mentioned it. And you know, and like my higher sugars have been going on a lot longer than me going off kilter, you know. I've been having to go back. I have like low sugars, high sugars, low sugars, high sugars. But yeah, I don't think that that is the complete cause. So yeah, so I'm sorry about that. I didn't
All right.
read the question before, you know, but it has a right to be put up. So and we say put up do QQQ and put up the questions, you know. Um, you know, so Lamb's had a right to ask the question, and that's my answer. That, you know, yeah, I haven't done anything since then. You know, because I actually called it fasting from the pizza place. You know, like I'm just right now I'm just going to stop going to the pizza place, even though it's right downstairs. You want to give them business and everything like that because they're a community, they're in my complex. But you know, you know how it is, you know, and
Yeah, I understand. It's tough. Yeah.
yeah,
I saw a Keto Simple, and what'd you say his first name was?
Dustin.
Dustin. I'm so sorry, Dustin. Yeah, I saw you said that. I was talking about Amanda Decker's low carb for better health in Tennessee. I think that is the one, and haven't decided for sure yet. Has anyone ever heard of that, or it's at a pretty good conference? Looks like there's going to be a pretty good amount of
I
people there.
don't know about the conference, but I know Amanda Decker's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
She works very, very super closely with Ken Berry.
I think he's going to be there at that I would love to go. I've never been to anything like that, not even way back. So yeah. So I'm trying to make amends. And September is a lot better time for me than March, April, May. Yeah, that's out of the question. I'll never be able to join or do anything during those months. Maybe even June too. Yeah.
Yeah. And Lambs is thanking me for being honest. So no
Yeah.
problem, Lambs. I mean, that's why we're here. I mean, if we all told a story of our successes and stuff like that, how are you ever going to learn? You know, how are we ever going to be like, you know, like I see all the time. I saw a person the other day or a few months. My timeline, like I said, my timeline is lousy. But I saw a person that said that he was an 18A1C, which 18A1C would probably be pretty deadly. No offense, but he was an 18A1C, and like within 2 months, he went down to 4.7. I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm just saying that I don't see it being super possible. You know, because that's pretty quick to correct all your issues and everything like that. You know, but again, I'm not saying that he's lying. I'm not saying the person or he or she is lying. I'm just saying that I just can't see that being possible because it's not going to be most of the time it's not solved that quickly. Or he's an enigma. That person's an enigma, you know, and it's not very common for that to happen, you know, in my opinion. So Frank Calabrese, you know, sounds like he should be he should be on The Sopranos.
Oh, I like that name. Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas, have you looked into taking berberine 500 milligrams 3 times a day for 90 days? I did, but at the time I was taking metformin, but metformin was causing me some stomach issues. So I will talk to my doctor when I see him, and I will check it out. So thanks, Frank. That's a pretty good tip. We will see from there, you know. And then Patrick, which is on your channel, I don't know why he's mentioning this, but I used to do my paper route while eating Doritos and Ding Dongs. I was thin. I couldn't eat like that today. No.
Yeah.
Probably because we mentioned about eating large pizza when we were younger and stuff like that.
Yeah. You could do anything when you're 17, 18 or something.
Yeah.
Literally anything. But
so if you don't mind me asking, so you lost a lot of weight. How big? Because I lost a lot of weight too, not because of carnivore, just because of life and stuff like that, you know. But how much were you? Like, what was your highest weight? I just kind of.
You mean the first time around or this
Yeah.
time?
Yeah, the first time around.
I used to say I was 320, but when I'm looking at pictures, I wonder if it wasn't higher than that, but it was up there. Yeah.
Yeah, my
So this
high,
time I did not get, I think, I didn't weigh when I first started the diet this time.
okay.
So I'm gonna say I was in the 270s probably this time. So I mean that's 50-pound difference from the first time.
Mhm.
Thank God that I quit before I got all the way up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my highest weight was that I know recorded was 379.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're about the same, not that
Yeah.
far, a few 50 pounds or so difference. But all right. So anybody have any questions for Bob or me? I see both of them coming out. I'm not seeing too many of my moderators. I do see one of yours. Rick is here still. And what made you decide to make Rick a moderator? Like, that's pretty cool.
The first live I had, I saw some people in the comments that I thought were being decent. I just bestowed it on them. Who knows? I'm not big on moderation. I mean, I want moderators there, but I want people to be able to chat freely in my chats. The only time I ever ask my moderators to get rid of somebody if they're a troll, if they're just trying to cause trouble in the chat. But if they're legit disagreeing with what I'm saying and they're being, halfway decent about it, I want them to stay there because I'm a free speech absolutist. But, that doesn't mean that you should have, you shouldn't be able to say fire in a crowded theater. There's a limit to free speech. If you're just trying to cause trouble, then you need to be bounced out. Yeah, you can do your free speech somewhere else.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
But yeah, I don't believe in too much censorship. Yeah. Trolls, I can't tolerate a troll. They're just coming to cause trouble, and they disturb the other people who are just trying to see their friends and watch the video and chit chat because people become friends online, So yeah.
All right, so a few more questions popped up while you were saying all that, so that's pretty cool. So Grandma, any plans for the future for your channel, Bob?
Yeah, when I'm out of the season, I'm going to do a lot more stuff. I am going to do some more stuff. Try to get some. These probably won't do very well, but there's a few of my old videos that the quality of them are very bad, but the information's really good and the filming was bad and stuff. And I'd like to redo some of those and maybe update them,
like remix them.
Yeah, there's some of them, and they just look bad, or I looked bad in them because I had gotten too thin. Because I actually got too thin the last time, and I'm not going to do that again, folks. I'm going to get thin, but not too thin.
But not like that.
No, I got way too thin. I didn't realize it.
Your pants fell off, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I was about to have my bones fall off. But yeah, I'd like to redo a few, especially there's about 4 or 5 of my videos from way back that I'd like to completely redo. And I'm going to redo them, maybe update them, make them look a lot better. And yeah, I'm just going to try to talk to more people, see more people. I enjoy it. But who knows? I don't try to plan this stuff out too much. I mean, if I get on a subject, I will research that subject to death. And hopefully something will come that'll inspire me to make a video about it. But I mean, there's so much information now. I'm not even sure that I'm needed anymore. I told Carrie Mann that maybe my thing is to be a good cheerleader for other people. So I'm not sure that the science needs to come from Butter Bob when you've got people like Barry and Chafee. I mean, boy, he had a little short video today where he smacked this vegetarian down so hard. Oh, I loved it. Folks, Dr. Chafee, he had a little short today where he slapped this guy down. I mean, he slapped him hard. I loved every minute of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, All right. So Frank, all right, is saying to me, when I showed a picture on my phone of berberine, I guess to his doctor, he asked, "What's that?" Your doctor might also have no idea. Well, you know what? If when I have my appointment, I'll make sure that I have that information. So then, just in case he doesn't know what berberine is, I can show him what it is. That it's. So I know it's more of like a supplement that actually works like metformin. So I do know that there's similarities to that to metformin. So I do know that. There's more congratulations. So vampire, is that 1 year as of today that you've been carnivore? So if it is, happy carniversary. All right. Um, Lambs is asking another question. How does Bob experience his re-entrance to the YouTubes?
How have I experienced it?
Yeah, I
It's
guess
been a joy. It's been a
yeah,
joy.
yeah. I mean,
It's been an absolute joy. Yeah.
you're here now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I've just took off with it. So it's almost like riding a bicycle again. Because yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I enjoy it more now than I did years ago. Uh, I'm a different person now. I really am. Not just physically because I'm heavy now, but I'm also a better, just better. I feel more myself
well, I
online.
have it
Yeah.
when I go through my ups and downs, I do have a saying that I've always said, and I think it kind of fits carnivore to a T. I always say sometimes you eat the bear and sometimes the bear eats you, you
Yeah.
know? And and right now, today, I'm eating the bear. Like even with the swelling and everything like that, I still we're battling, but there are sometimes when the bear's eating me, and I think that goes with any of us. I mean, sometimes
It
you eat
is.
the bear and sometimes the bear eats you,
Yeah.
and I think it's perfect for carnivore because you're eating bear, but yeah. So like whenever you have something bad in your life and stuff like that, I still, even with everything going on, because like when I hear questions like, okay, like you've been on for a year and you're still like like even when you're asking that question, I still hear in my head like, okay, do they think that it's not working for me or do
No,
I'll,
no, 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 no,
I'll
no.
tell you right now, I think I still think carnivore is the best bet for me,
Yeah.
even with all the issues. Do I get a little like disconcert? Do I get a little concerned? Like, why isn't it doing what I need it to do? Tomorrow, I might have like super energy and go around the track and do everything I want to do. Just right
So
now,
what
it's not.
why I asked that question is because you've been diabetic so long,
Yeah,
are there some, do you have
other
so,
factors.
yeah, other factors that maybe they're not seeing right now that it really screws with the
It could
with the system. I mean, in some ways you almost seem like you might have a little touch of type 1, and I know I
be,
don't
yeah.
think
Well,
you're gonna have a
we
touch
did
of type
test
1, but
and
maybe.
I don't. So yeah, we
Yeah,
tested that out. And Lewis, I don't know if you know Lewis Latito. I
yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
you've ever been there.
I met him on my channel. Yeah.
Yeah, and he actually graciously helped pay for me to get. I forget the name of the test. He paid for it. I took it, and it helped me figure out my peptides. You know, so we know that I am not type 1. The numbers were within range and stuff. So we know that that's not the factor. Now it could be lack of sleep. Um, the most sleep I get is maybe 6 hours if I'm lucky. Um, so it could be like I'm just not getting enough sleep. Uh, it
That
could be a lot,
affects me, yeah, for
you
sure.
know,
I have to get my sleep, yeah.
and I'm probably not getting full sleep to begin with, even when I am asleep, because I don't have the best bed in the world and the pillows, so like things I need to invest in. Right now, my biggest investment is really doing. I love going on the meetups. I've been to Boston. I love doing it, and I wanna really do the Hack Your Health in November, and that's gonna be a little bit more expensive than going to Boston because I live in New
Yeah,
Jersey, so,
okay.
so I'm a little closer to Boston than I am to Florida, you know? So, like, Boston, I didn't really need a plane ride, I just need a train ride, so there's a lot of things I need to do to get ready for it, but but I think it's going to be worth it in the end, you know. And I'll re-meet some people, and I'll meet some
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
You know, I know Bella usually goes there, so I'll meet Bella. You know, and just a lot of different people, you
Yeah.
know, that,
Well,
you
I
know,
hope I didn't make you feel like I thought you weren't doing it right. I just meant it
you're
seems
not
to
the
me.
first person that's asked that
Well,
question.
no, it seems to me that you're having some issues that need a closer look. You know,
Right.
Todd, you should get a. Have you talked to Todd Bachnes, that was on my channel?
I have talked to Todd. Yeah.
Todd is all into certain things that I don't think he wants to reveal online much yet, but he could probably privately give you some real pointers on
Yeah,
some
this
of
guy
these
right
things.
here is named after Todd and Lindy.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
he's a smart guy, and he's doing some things that, I won't speak out of turn, but he's doing some things because he's got some issues that, he's dealing with, and maybe, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, to
And
me, there
I want him to come on my channel, but he's really busy right now.
he's very busy, yeah.
Gratefully, I finally was able to get Bella to come on, so she's gonna be coming on in
That's
about
good.
another couple
That's a
months.
big get. That's a big get. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I'm not
yeah,
complaining at all, you know?
no.
So, let me just see if there's any more questions put out. Yeah, a couple more. One's a statement, but I'm gonna still put it up there if that's okay. Oh God. You know, this is what happens when we talk all because I'm in the star thing with like getting ready to like put a question up, and then now this one's a statement for you. Bob, we are blessed that you're back, an inspiration to others. Bless you. So
Thank
I
you.
always like to show like things that are of hope. And now this is from Twin Brook Acres. Target Prime Rib Kiltz has a meetup in Albany, New York on May 30th. Yes, I know. And hopefully I'll get my new roommate. And if I can afford it, I will try to go to that one. But I do know about the meetup in Albany. Right now, my paycheck from work and all goes to my bills, and to give some disclosure, my disability check is 1537. My rent is 1500. So guess what's paying the bills? It's my work money. So if I'm lucky, I have about $20 left after all my bills.
Wow.
So not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying that it doesn't make it easy to save to go on any trips. I just about make it. Let's put it that way. Keto Simple, Dustin is saying Target Prime Rib. Lack of sleep raises cortisol. The impact insulin adipose fat prioritizing sleep is huge to getting everything else to fall into place. Yeah, if I was to guess, I would think my sleep is part of the issue.
Yeah.
So I think what I need to do is learn some techniques to help me get the sleep that I need. And probably like now, once I get the new roommate and once I get everything working, if I can pay all my bills with my work money, and I even checked it out, if I can work at least 20, if I work 20 hours a week, that would be enough for me to pay my bills. That would be fine to pay my bills currently. If I use the money that I get from the renter, then I can use that for saving, and that would include getting, like saving up for a new bed and stuff like that. Because even though I want to save up for a car, it's my right foot. I mean, I can't really drive the car that well anyway. So what's the point in getting a car right this second? Maybe later on down the road when I have more control, I can figure something out. But right now, I would just rather not even worry about it. Hello, John. We've got Jonathan here. Like I said, we got a few people. So Carnivore Muscles here. So hello. And okay, so Keto Simple's asking another question. Bob, this one's for you. May be the only person some people follow. They may not hear what Dr. Barry has to say or others. So he should make all the content he can. So okay.
Well, that's nice, but I mean, they should listen to Dr. Barry.
Well,
yeah, they should.
With Dr. Barry is I listen to him as much as I can, But the thing is, he's gotten so big that sometimes it's better to, sometimes it's easier to listen to the smaller guy. And does that sound crazy? I mean, it's, like I listen to him and I know I know he's like really good at what he does and stuff like that. But I also listen to Mitch.
Yeah.
You know, I think Mitch is very wise.
Yeah.
I think
For
that
sure.
I
For sure.
think he has a lot of intelligence that no one even thinks about.
Oh, he's very smart.
I think Rick has a lot of knowledge. I think a lot of people do. And like, so I like to listen to other than just like I'll listen to Barry, but I like to kind of like go off to other people too. you know. But Bear was one. I tell this story all the time. When my mom was really sick and I had to take care of her, I valued Dr. Barry because she had a crush on him. And every single time he would speak, like she was really bad. Like I had to bathe her, I had to do everything for her. And she wouldn't let me work. She wouldn't let me. She would like be like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. As soon as I put Dr. Barry on, okay, Dr. Barry's here. I gotta, she had no idea he was just a video sometimes. I think she thought he was actually in the room. And she would actually move and she would actually do. And then what put her to sleep was Bella's piano playing.
Oh,
So, that would actually relax her and get her to go to sleep. So that's why I value both Dr. Barry and Bella. I mean, I don't really I don't really say, oh, Dr. Barry saved my life, because many people helped me out. It wasn't just Dr. Barry. But I do say that Dr. Barry made my life a lot easier.
yeah.
So,
We didn't have him back in my day, but we had Dr. Lustig and
right.
we had Gary Tobbs, which is not a doctor, but
No. But I know
we had a lot.
they are too,
Do what? Dr. Fong. We had Dr. Jason Fong. So yeah. And yeah, we had some good ones. Dr. Bernstein. Yeah. Yeah. So that was around. But there's more traction now. Much more traction.
All right. So I'm just going to ask this one question, and then I guess we'll start wrapping up.
Yeah.
So I hope you had a good time today.
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it what you were expecting, or?
Yeah, it was good. It was, yes, I was expecting good and I got good.
Excellent.
There you go. You have to expect the good to get the good. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm all about that right here. I really
Well,
am.
It's all about, like Dr. Kiltz. It's a law of attraction.
It's 100% here first.
Yep.
There will be nothing out there until it's here first.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
What's Grandma saying?
Grandma's saying, I'm sorry, I was reading something else too. So I think your place is to spread the word that is very important to experiment, finding out what works for yourself and not what works for others. I agree. I think there's a lot of people out there that they think that, they become a little dogmatic, I think would be the right term. And even carnivores become very dogmatic.
Especially carnivores.
Yeah. Well, I think vegans too, but
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
It's a two-sided coin sometimes. Sorry, carnivores. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
what works. Just because I'm on carnivore myself, but I lost 140 something pounds on keto. Sorry, both of them works.
and you have nothing to apologize about.
No, I'm sorry to burst their dogmatic bubble. Yeah.
I just want to show you something that, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Before we go, I just want to see if I have it. I actually have another video that, so I'm going to show this. This is actually something that Barry Simon made for me, and I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
All
right.
You dare challenge me, vegan? Your meat powers are no match.
Why isn't it showing?
Feel the power of protein, and that's how you win. You dare challenge me, vegan? Your meat powers are no match. Feel the power of protein, and that's how you win a fight.
Now that's me in an alternate life. I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
amazing.
I love these AIs. It's I wish I
You
could
know,
do that. I can do the imagery, but the videos, I just don't have the program for that. But so I had a great time today, Bob.
yeah, me too.
I like it was a dream come true having you on here.
Well, thank you.
And I hope to talk to you again sometime, and everything. I know you do your lives and all that stuff, usually on Sunday, right?
Yeah, but I'll tell you, folks, probably for the next 2 weeks or so, I'm not sure that I'm going to have any lives.
That's fine.
I'm entering into I'm going through the crucible now for the next couple weeks. So, but I'll be back. I'll be back. Lord willing, I'll be back. Yeah. But we'll see. I might be persuaded. Yeah. Yeah.
Terry Girl says I shouldn't hit girls. Okay, I won't.
Shouldn't what?
She says I shouldn't hit girl. I don't think that was a girl though, Terry Sue. It's right here. I'll put that up. Yeah.
Oh shit. Hit girls. Okay.
I guess she thought that the villain was a girl, but I don't
Oh.
think it was. I think it was just a guy with long hair. So, all right, everybody. So we're gonna end this now, and so live, love, heal, and for God's sakes, people, I think even Bob will agree. Eat the meat.